The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now Fields going to throw on the first play. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down as a quick slant gets him 14. A shotgun snap, Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. The Bears at 5-3 now on the year. They coming off the loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple of months, CD. 5 wins in their last 8 games.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
On first down, Fields.
And his throw here's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Fields now to throw.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Nice play on the football, and while it was tipped in the air, it made everyone a little bit anxious before falling to the ground. You just know defensive players are taught to knock the ball to the ground. But early in games, emotions come into play. Nerves come into play. And despite the training, the ball was tipped up. Fortunately for them, they didn't pay for that error.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They snap it to Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat and a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Miami.
Here we go, set.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And the Bears are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Now 1st down throw, Fields.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Fields.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, that's one way you take away a 1st down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, force the incompletion.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Here's Brett Kern now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone.
And this returnable for Hill.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. 1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now, this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Mike Gesicki, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back to Montgomery on second down. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Second down and goal. Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Velus Jones. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag, and they'll accept that penalty. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Ready. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that'll be incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
On second down, Mostert. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and pick it up on the ground with Wilson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Tua now on first down. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. Finding room at midfield. And they'll work this down inside the 30. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Back to the running game with Mostert. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play.
Touchdown! Raheem Mostert from 8 yards out, and the Dolphins have taken the lead.
extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Okay, ready?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. Now it's Tua. Rolling to it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Dominique Robinson
in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
By that time, it looked like he essentially just ran right into the pass rush.
Yeah, partner, I'm not much of an outdoorsman, but the fish jumped right into the net, didn't he? Because you've got to make sure that you're deep enough that you can get around the defensive end and have an angle there. But he couldn't do it because he actually cut that one off. Really nice play coming off the edge.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Oh, and Sanders pushed it to the right. No good. And this will remain a one-touchdown game.
This is always a tricky angle for a right-footed kicker because he's trying to draw it to the center of the uprights, but instead he pushes it to the right, and it's no good.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Looking downfield for Jones. They've got his man complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2, Fields.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown, Bears! Cole Kmet from 8 yards out.
And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Set, ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On play action, here's Tua. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Cedric Wilson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Fields. Man open, here is Jones. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Fields on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
A final shot before the break. Fields looking downfield for Jones. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Eric Rowe. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Dolphins take over first down at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic. I think it's an offer that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That's going to be caught by Waddle. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On second down, Montgomery. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be fourth down. Back to throw, Fields. And again back to Kmet. He's got room at the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10. Now Fields. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Taking it about the 1.
this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Touchdown. Here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
They're going deep for Hill. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Velus Jones now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
A handoff running left is Mostert. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 79 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Wilson with a 1st down carry. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another carry for Wilson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folding like a lawn chair. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And this is no good. Oh, by a matter of inches, he missed it wide to the right.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Fields. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. Fields to Kmet there for a Chicago first. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. From just shy of midfield, Fields. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the 1st down.
Fields going to keep it once more. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Fields on 3rd down. He gets this to Jones over the middle. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 23. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd and 7 from the 20. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
And the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but works and clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Here we go on fourth down, Fields.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold.
So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on fourth down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed. End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man, complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now Tua. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down.
Now they'll hand it off to Wilson. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Okay, right?
They'll try it now with Mostert. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Mostert.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of